Today, we will feature some more charities. First, we have in studio with us Juella Gumbs, representing the St. Christopher Children's Home, and Reverend Mark Christmas, representing the St. Christopher Outreach Center. Welcome to both.
Welcome. Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Welcome. And so the first question I have is for you, Juella. What is the mission of the St. Christopher's Children's Home, and is it only for orphans?
Well, the St. Christopher Children's Home is an NGO which is a safe haven for children between the ages of 4 to 19. And these children are often either abused, neglected, abandoned, or appointed to us by the court and Department of Child Protective Services. So the Children's Home is a safe haven where we nurture and care for these children and give them the best opportunity to have a normal childhood.
Mm-hmm. So how do you come about getting the children? Are they referred to you, and if so, by whom?
Yes, they're referred to us by, like I said, the court or the Department of Child Protective Services.
Mm-hmm. I didn't hear anything of any of the children being orphaned. Is it seldom?
There are orphans as well.
Oh, okay, so a few of them are. Okay. So does the Children's Home have any fundraisers?
Yes, well, everyone knows the popular annual walk run, which we are so happy is coming back this year on October 1st. You can follow us on Facebook for updates on that, but the date is set and we're ready to run this year again. Mm-hmm. We also are partnering with Serendipity during Restaurant Week. So there's going to be more details released about that.
Looking forward to that.
All right.
Yes, looking forward to that.
And prospective date for that?
Well, Restaurant Week runs from July 14th to 24th. So once we have the date set for when we'll have the specific fundraiser at Serendipity, we'll be publishing all those details.
Okay, good stuff.
All right. And Reverend Christmas, with respect to the Outreach Center, why was the center founded and who does it assist?
The Outreach Center, when we say the work of the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
The late Kishu, Mr. Kishu, would have had an idea to try and feed persons who were homeless on the street. He approached one person. She said she didn't have any idea of what to do running such a program.
And do you know the the amount of persons that you would assist on a daily basis?
We look somewhere between 75 to 80 persons a day. You have persons who are shut-in, so you have persons who volunteer to take out those lunches.
Okay, that's good.
And then you have persons who simply just walking off the street as well.
And where is this center located?
It's on Irishtown Bay Road.
Okay. And if I wanted to volunteer, how can I do that?
Well, you can simply tell us.
Okay.
We will sort it out.
Oh, okay.
But all the volunteers come to the church, but you do have persons who...
Okay.
Is there a number for the Christian Council then that they can reach out to?
Not directly, because the Christian Council doesn't have an office.
Right.
So you'll have to go through the number of churches.
Okay.
All right. Okay, good news. And so typically, let's get back to the children's home. What are some of the activities that would take place there for the children? I'm assuming that most of them would be school age, or what's the age range?
The ages range between 4 to 19. So we do a variety of activities. Every Sunday they attend church. We also engage them in gardening activities, life skill activities. We also recently had them do hair braiding, and we also have a barber that's coming in very soon to teach them how to cut and maintain their own hair.
Okay. So how do you think those kids that were, that were once in home react when they are now placed in the children's home? What effects does it have on them being away from their parents?
Well, of course, it's an adjustment period for them, but they typically integrate very well, and they create their own family. They refer to themselves as brothers and sisters.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's definitely a place where they feel safe and welcomed.
And have any of the persons who are placed there have been taken back out, maybe, I guess, the situation where they were taken from has improved. Have they returned?
There have been situations like that. So there's always a rainbow at the end
So
of it
it's not
all.
permanent.
So it's not It's not always permanent.
Okay. So, Juella, what got you into this charity of dealing with the kids at the children's home?
Well, I actually joined just a year ago.
Okay.
So it was very new. It was an invitation from one of my friends that is a board member there. And I had always wanted to, I'm a volunteer by heart. So when the opportunity presented itself, I jumped on it.
Oh, okay, I love that.
Okay, that's commendable.
And Reverend Christmas, what about you? What got you into doing charitable? I know it's probably in your blood, and we serve as Christians, but what else drove you into volunteering?
Well, where the outreach center is concerned, you can say I was thrown into it. Coming into St. Kitts to serve.
Okay.
Then it became part of the church, Christian Council. So we were thrown into that.
So how is it coordinated on the ground then? Is it that specific churches are responsible for specific days? How is it worked out?
There's a roster in terms of volunteers, so the churches rotate from week to week. But we serve 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. There is, as a person's volunteer, there are 2 cooks employed full time. So they're the ones who do the cooking of the meals and so on. And then persons come in and distribute. Outside of those who walk in. And at the center, they're not just being fed. They also have facilities where persons can bathe and change.
Oh, that's sweet.
Good.
That kind of thing.
So then during the COVID lockdowns, were the cooks, for example, given special permission to move about and so forth?
Yes. They were. And then we switched to just simply take out. So the persons couldn't sit down and eat to factor in the protocols.
So has any of the persons that would have benefited from this program, has any of them, how should I say, managed to advance in life, and are they now volunteers at the center?
Not that I know of. The thing with the walk-ins, you have those who are regular.
Okay.
And then you have those who may just come once, twice, depending on the situation. They just simply come in.
Okay.
We don't ask questions as to why they walk in. We know the situation.
Yes.
Okay. So we have 2 more representatives of the charities involved in Charity for Change. Nick Hale Rogers of the Nevis Sailing and Aquatic Center, and Tamesia Lestrade of Touch of Love. And we also welcome back Marla Weston, fundraising facilitator of Change for Charity. Last Monday, Marla explained to us that this venture is designed especially for shoppers to give what they can at the end of their shopping experience to the charity of their choice. Before we hear from Marla, let's touch base with these 2 charities. So good morning all, and welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
So we're going to start with the Nevis Sailing and Aquatic Center. So what is the objective of this center, Nikhil?
The objective of the Nevis Aquatic Sailing Center is to encourage kids and adults to come into the water and to learn to swim, to learn to sail, and just become more acquainted with the ocean and the sea, which is a beautiful resource that we have available to us. And many persons are very much afraid of it.
Yes.
So we're trying to break down that ice of the fear of being in the water, because there's so much potential there when it comes to having fun, being healthy, and also potential job opportunities as well.
So is there any affiliation with the sailing center here on Frigate Bay?
Yes, there is. I am actually a sail instructor for the St. Kitts Yacht Club as well.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
Okay, so you do both.
Yes.
So how do you divide your time? You have several days for Nevis and several days for St. Kitts?
I'm mainly responsible for sailing instructing.
Okay.
So we do lots of sailing lessons on Saturday in St. Kitts, and in Nevis we do sailing on Sundays. But Nevis Aquatic Sailing Center also has swimming. They also have lifeguard certification. They Both have Easter and summer camps,
Okay.
which are both coming up in July and August.
Nice.
We have Booby Island Regatta, which is a yacht racing around Booby Island. And there are also dinghy championships where you try to train the kids in the yachts, small little sailing tubs, basically,
Okay.
to race and sail around in the Bay Area. And also hopefully get them to the point where they could go and represent overseas as well. And on top of that, there's also the cross-channel swim. So all these things are put in place to help develop independence and character and endurance with the kids that we have today. Because many kids, I feel they get a bit shut in, especially when their world just revolves around a tablet sometimes.
Okay.
When you open them up to the possibilities of the ocean and sailing and swimming, it's very fearful and very shy introducing it, but as they get into it, you start to see a character that unfolds that you never thought was there. And we are proud to be part of that spark to develop those characters in the kids, and that's why we happy to partner with RAMS with the change for charity, because the change you give might be the change we need. Right?
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet.
And if I could just add one thing to what Nikhil said as well, with being in the water, the appreciation and the respect for the ocean.
Yes.
Is also part of the camps and
big time.
And critical to
part of
us
the
as an island.
part of the East during the camps, we always, with the kids especially, part of the beginning session is always like walking along the beach to pick up any trash. That's actually a chore. So I remember when I was in high school, that was actually something that used to be done during assembly. You had to go and pick up trash around the school. We also incorporate that to make kids more aware of pollution. Because when they go sailing and you have this beautiful bay area and you see a trash, it takes away from the beauty.
Exactly.
Now you mentioned the cross-channel swim, so you are associated with that, the Nevis end of it, in terms of those young people who actually made it through the channel swim.
They have a swim team called Bring It to Swim, and there's seven persons involved with that. I think the youngest is around 9 years old. 10 years old, and they swim across the channel. That's 2.5 mile swim, basically. And also on the St. Kitts side, we have the peninsula swim, which is from White House Bay, where Salt Plage, down to Shipwreck. That's 2 miles as well. So it's encouraging, building courage and character and endurance in kids, because that's, kids, in my opinion, are basically little adults. And
they are.
Instead, sometimes we develop this wanting to just mother them and keep them protected from the world. But they have to face the world.
Yes.
And the more we expose them in a very controlled, safe environment, the better, a stronger, more confident adult would emerge at the end of the whole building of character.
Oh, the mic is falling down.
So Tanisha, about Touch of Love, what exactly is that?
Okay, so Touch of Love is a non-profit organization that is geared towards spreading awareness on inflammatory bowel diseases like Crohn's and colitis, and also autoimmune disease. Your face looked like you wanted to ask a question.
No, I'm just listening to you.
Yes. So right now, in terms of activities, our big efforts are on awareness, making people aware, because I think we don't know that IBDs exist. And when you talk about IBDs, people say, what are you talking about? And what is Crohn's and what is colitis? And I am actually, I have ulcerative colitis. So all of the directors of the Touch of Love, they have either or, whether Crohn's or colitis. So we understand exactly what our clients are going through. So right now we are in the phase of having a lot of support group meetings, spreading awareness, having persons with the color purple, because that's the color ribbon for the diseases. We are in the process of allowing persons to be supporter sponsors by giving finances, because we made a pact to that by 2 years, and our 2nd year anniversary is coming up. We should be able to.
Congratulations.
Thank you. The 1st of July. So we made that pact that we want to be able to help persons financially after year 2. So we are trying our very best to do that. So ongoing, we link our clients to counselors, support groups, doctors, clinics, and the likes.
Other than having the disease, what motivated you to start this organization?
Because I realized that a lot of people didn't know. One of the directors, he actually fell ill, and they had to take him to theater and cut him open, and then they realized that there was something going on with his colon. Right.
It's one of those bowel illnesses or conditions. It's one of those things that people can't see from the outside. And so there is limited knowledge about them, because I'm going to need your information after, because I have family members who have Crohn's disease. And because of that, I know about it. And I assume if I didn't have family members,
then you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
And then a lot of people look at me and say, oh, you're not sick. And yes, I get that a lot. And so people are not really sympathetic and empathetic to what they can't see.
Yes, exactly.
And so there are days when you'll be having really bad days. There are days when I can't go to work because I just can't move. If the body decides to shut down because the immune system is fighting against itself, then I just have to stay there until the body says, okay, you can work again. And sometimes you go through a lot of mental struggles, because then you feel like you're crazy. Because then when you're telling people what you're experiencing, they say, that can't be so, but then you know what you're going through. So because I have lived the journey, it has motivated me to start this organization so that people know. So when I go to talk to children, I say, look at your stool. I mean, it's hard. Some people don't want to stand up over the toilet and look at your stool, but you have to look at it. So be aware, because if you see any signs of blood, and it's because I've experienced it and I've shared so much information even within my church community. Right now there is this young girl, and she's like, is this what Auntie Tamisi is going through? Because, and now I'm able to guide her and give her that support and help her along the way.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
So she had advanced knowledge.
Yes.
Because, yes. So that's the important role of your organization.
Yes, and I need to put a plug out there, we need to push for specialization. All our young doctors, they're going out and coming back, and they're just being general practitioners. They're not specializing. Somebody needs to specialize in IBDs, because there's nobody here. So I have to travel to Puerto Rico. It was difficult to travel every 8 weeks to Puerto Rico in my first phase of the disease, until I got it control. And then every 6 months is still a challenge. And if you're coming from a home that doesn't have any money, you don't have any money, your things are tight, it's a struggle.
Why should someone sail?
Well, there's many reasons why someone should sail. For one, it is one of the most relaxing ways of transportation. It's one of the oldest forms of long-distance transportation as well, but closer to home. It helps to develop spatial awareness. It also is a physical activity, and that's something that more and more with technology we're doing less and less of. So getting out on the water, you have to put your boat together, you have to get it onto the water, and you do a lot of core work as well. Everybody loves to see six-pack abs. Well, being on the water and sailing and doing anything on boats with it rocking, it helps to develop physical strength, through and through. Spatial awareness, it helps to develop independence and confidence, and being able to, to see a goal and go after it. Because when you're on a boat by yourself, you have to persevere if anything was to happen. So it's, as I said, very character building, but it's also very therapeutic, because the water on your skin, seawater is antiviral, antibacterial. So getting it helps you to have younger skin for longer. You're getting vitamin D by being on the boat as well. But yes, there's mental and biological benefits that are involved with it, especially for the kids. We just love it for the kids to develop that character, the perseverance, which I feel is something that we honestly have, gotten put in the back.
Yeah, okay.
Parents parenting and not letting you make decisions and problem solve.
Right, yes. It's okay, right off.
You're right. I was a teacher for many years. And they did an introductory sailing day, a steering day, a few weeks ago.
Yes.
And the cross-section of people, ages, was lovely to see and really beneficial. I was impressed with some of these 8 and 9-year-olds out there just taking me around.
Confidence.
Absolutely. And some of these children I know actually from younger days, so I can see the confidence building, having been a teacher, having known some of them.
Okay, so Mala.
What I'm saying really is true.
Okay, not to leave you out, but today you bought 4 organizations. So can you explain to our viewers exactly what their change is being used for and how they can donate to ensure that these charities survive?
Okay, so the change is going, so today's actually the 3rd anniversary, as we discussed anniversaries, of the 3rd month anniversary of the inception of Change for Charity.
Okay, congratulations
It
on that.
started on my dad's 80th birthday, which would have been March 24th.
Okay.
It's a special day. And so after today, then the charities, the 10 charities will all get whatever's been collected on their behalf.
Nice.
So let's talk about collecting on their behalf. The critical, key, most important link with Change for Charity and the 10 charities involved is the customer remembering to tell the cashier that they would like to donate to the charity or charities of their choice.
Right.
The cashier will not, this is something I didn't say on Monday, the cashier will not ask you, and there are reasons they won't ask you. One, Change for Charity is a program facilitated by RAMS, so the cashiers cannot ask you. It's independent of the supermarkets. Not everyone chooses to give or chooses to give in this manner, and giving is personal, and we don't want anyone being made to feel awkward, guilty, ungenerous. So you have to remember to take that step and ask your cashier to give to the charity. If you just say to anyone, they're going to insist that you choose a charity as well, because it really is your personal choice to give and your personal choice to remember to give, please.
All right. So maybe we can just end with the contact information for these organizations, the charities, please.
All right. So if you want to contact the Touch of Love, our email address is touchoflovenevis@gmail.com. You can also call us at 869-667-3334. 869-667-3334. You can ask for Tamesia, that's me. And we will be sure to avail ourselves to assist you in any way that we can.
Okay. Nikhil?
To get in contact with the Nevis Aquatic Sailing Center, you could check out our website, nevisaquaticsailingcenter.com. Also, you could go on our Instagram, Nevis Aquatic Sailing Center, and they will have all the email and the phone numbers that you could use to contact and become a part of our club center and have lots of fun and build character at the same time.
Good stuff.